What it do, what it is, what it ain't. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Get Right Podcast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to get notifications of new content. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you dig? Cue the music. Yo, what it do, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy T's, the Get Right Podcast, man, and we back, man, for another episode of season 4, man. So I'm never rolling solo. I got my man with me, the Brain Trust, Rod. He gonna give you 3 words because the word count is ticking. So what's up, Rod?
What up, though?
And you already know the people they hate the love to hate, Mr. Misconception himself, DC. What's good, bruh?
It's your boy DC in the place to be. Shout out to the 80s, baby.
Yes, sir, man. And we got a guest. You know, she was gonna hang out with us during Women's Month, and then she said, "No, I don't want to hang out with y'all. I'm lying." But she definitely wanted to be on this show. I really wanted her to be on the show to chop it up with us, man, because she got a great story, and you know, we all about that hot boy summer and that hot girl summer. And she gonna tell you what to do, and she gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't as well. Alcine,
What's up, everyone?
So you are like the CEO, the founder of all things Alcine Extreme. And before we get into that, man, tell us who you are, tell us about yourself, and you know, just give us the 411.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm an Army brat. I grew up in Germany. Actually went to high school with T. Um,
Oh, Heidelberg?
Yep, in Heidelberg. Yep, graduated 2002. I got into fitness back in 2010. I had reached my highest weight in my life at 315 pounds. I was super depressed. I started taking Zumba, and it kind of grew from there. My instructor kind of, coerced me into becoming an instructor too at the heavy weight that I was. And she sold me with if you're an instructor, you're going to have to be at the gym and they're going to pay you to be here. So I was like, you know what, that actually makes sense. So kind of went from there. Then I ended up getting 3 more certifications after that. After about a year of teaching group exercise, I got the infamous question of, do you do personal training? So went back and got that certification, got nutrition, and here we are, almost 13 years later, and I am certified in almost 40 different certifications. I have my bachelor's in health and wellness and a minor in health education. I've competed in powerlifting, and I've broke records. I've competed in bodybuilding. I won 2nd place in my first competition in bodybuilding, and now I'm a virtual coach and nutritionist, and I still do in-person training and virtual training.
You just said a mouthful.
A lot of fitness.
A lot of fitness. So one of the things, man, damn. I mean, you got all these certifications. You're doing your thing. 315 pounds. I mean,
yeah.
What is that like when you look back at that?
That I can't even believe I even got to that point. But, learning what I've learned over the past few years and just, with my own clients and even with myself, it's really easy to get there without even realizing it. Because it doesn't happen where you wake up one morning and you're 100 pounds more than what you were, or 150 pounds more than what you were. It's a gradual 5 pounds here, 3 pounds there, and you not taking notice and, oh, okay, well, it's not that bad. Still not that big. I still fit my clothes, not realizing you're just stretching everything, until you actually try to buy clothes in the size you thought you were and realize, oh, wait, I'm not this size no more.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So what question, what sparked that change? Like at what point, so you hit the 315 and then you got on it, but like what sparked that? Because like you said, it wasn't like you woke up overnight and, hey, this is where I am. So I guess, can you point to what sparked to say, you know what, let me get up, let me make a change?
Yeah, it's actually a happy, sad story, honestly. I was married before, and my ex-husband, he was deployed. And when he got back from his deployment, he was deployed for 14 months. When he got back, that's where I gained majority of the weight. And when he saw me, he was not happy, and he made it very known that he was not happy. So he actually was like, "Well, look, you can go to the gym with me." But him being military and me being 315 pounds at the time, I couldn't do what he did. So I would get frustrated, because at the time, like being on the elliptical for even 5 minutes, I was winded,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurt. And we were in the 24-hour fitness. This is when I was living in Texas at the time, and I heard the Zumba class going on. And I decided, I was like, I want to try that because they look like they're having fun. There's girls in there that look like me and they're having fun and they're moving. And I was like, I know I need to move. So it kind of started there. And then, what kind of motivated me to keep going was his doubt in me. He didn't believe that I would
Oh,
get the weight off. And then when I decided to compete in bodybuilding, when I decided to compete in bodybuilding, I was about 275 at that point. When I was like, yeah, I want to be a bodybuilder.
Mm.
And he just looked at me like, really, you? And I was like, yeah, why not? you know and my coach, he kind of motivated me to even think about it, because he was like, you got some good thighs. And he was like, and, female bodybuilders, like, that's one of the things they need is, they need bigger legs. And he's like, you're too big to be bikini, you're not gonna make that, but he's like, we can definitely make you bodybuilder. And he's like, if you're gonna be big, why not be muscular too? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So it took me about 18 months to lose 140 pounds and get on the stage.
okay.
And my ex-husband, he couldn't believe that I did it, that he didn't even show up to my competition. He didn't even come see me.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow.
But that even pushed me even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like, tell me I can't do something. Now it's a mission just to prove you wrong.
Oh, so
That's
your
crazy.
your Instagram timeline crazy. He probably kicking boxes like damn. He in the back of the break room doing throwing boxes around now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy because I guess to play devil's advocate, I guess I can understand him being skeptical at first,
yeah,
but when he sees, like you said, 140 in 18 months, that means that you've been, gradually
You
making
on your grind.
those changes. Like at what point do you wake up and say, okay, she's really taking it serious? Like let me get behind her. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But that does never happen. I guess it's like
That's a
maybe
question only
maybe
he
he
can
was checked
answer at
out.
this point.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But yeah. But yeah, I mean, and,
that's
and
what's up.
I know some people go different ways with it, right? Like some people, when they're in a relationship like that, and something like that happens, they can use it as motivation to prove the person wrong, or they can let it take them the other way where they don't do nothing about it and get worse.
True.
I knew I needed to get healthy for myself. Like I didn't like the way I felt. Like I said, it hurt. Like just to
Hmm.
tie my shoes, it hurt. I couldn't breathe. Like I didn't want to live like that no more.
So you said it. You said one thing that just hit me. It didn't matter what he was thinking. I
Right.
had to do it for myself. And
Right.
I hope a lot of people who listening, hear that. You know what I mean? I had to do it for myself. I had to get it out the mud for myself. Yes, there's always gonna be people who doubt you. You know what I mean? I think you just got your degrees. You got all these certifications and everything. You know what I mean? What spurned that? I mean, because like you said, you took some doubt and turned it
Yeah.
into fuel. And then I guess what? You start going to school, you getting all these certifications. Like what even inspired you to get further down, that well and that path?
Yeah. So like I said, I started off with Zumba, right? And like Zumba is great. It's a fun, energetic dance class. It's Latin based. They do a little bit of world music in it, but it's fun. It's a party when you go into that class.
Mm-hmm.
And with cardiovascular activity, yes, you will lose weight, but that's exactly what you're losing is weight, which encompasses muscle mass, water, and fat. So I was losing it weight, but I was losing shape as well. So I'm like, okay, well, how do I get my shape back? Because I'm like, I don't want to be like, okay, looking skinnier and looking flabbier, like that's not a good look. And so, that's when you hear that word toning. I don't really believe in the word toning. It's not really a real thing to me, but that's another conversation.
That's
But,
a bar. That's a bar. I agree.
so doing, strength training, resistance training. I'm like, all right, so I found out about this class that I ended up getting certified in called Ripped. It's the one-stop body shop. You're doing strength training, you're doing cardiovascular activity, you're doing kickboxing, you're doing core, like literally everything in 1 hour.
Sure.
I never took the class until I actually got certified in class. So I really didn't know what I was walking into. So I walk into the certification. I mean, these are all like, you could tell these are boot camp instructors. Like they are just
Mhm.
ripped, all of them. And here I am, like, hi, I lost some weight and I'm here. you know. And so the master trainer was like, okay, I want to see who, where everybody's background is. Like, who are my boot camp people? And they're all like, it's us with boot camp, blah, blah. Who's my yoga people? They're like, hi, we're here yoga. Who are my dance, people? And we're like in the corner, like, we think we're in the wrong place. But we're there. We paid the money, So I took it and I died. Like, I literally died. I was like, I don't know why I just spent money on this. I'll never teach this. And I ended up going back to Germany. I wanted to get a job teaching. I was going to teach Zumba. They were like, well, we have a lot of Zumba instructors. They're like, what's this ripped? And I'm like, okay. So I explained to them what it is. They're like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds real good. Let's do that. I'm like, okay.
They didn't hear that you died and came back to life, huh?
Right, that part. I'm like, all right, So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna teach it modified. I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm gonna just give the best class I can give. So that's what I did. Started off with 4 people. We were in a racquetball room. Then second class, I had 16 people in my class.
Okay.
By my third class, I had almost 80 people in my class. I walked into the gym. They said, hey, we had to move your class onto the basketball court. And right now we're looking for more resistance bands and some water balls or anything that you can use as weights because you got a lot of people in there. And I'm like, what you mean? Why I got all these people in there? I'm like, I walk in and yeah, it was sure enough about 80 people in there all ready to take this class that they heard about with this thick instructor who was doing it modified and she's dying with us.
Oh, wow.
Big facts.
And I'm like, wow. So that what ended up becoming my niche, like showing people that it doesn't matter what size you are. And that I was going to push through and we're going to do it as a team. We're going to finish together. We're all going to die together, essentially, and that actually really motivated those women back then. And eventually men started taking the class too, because they realized it wasn't like aerobic, and then, once I got into that and saw how my body was changing with the resistance training, I wanted to learn more about it, which is what ended up me going into learning how or getting the different certifications. I just wanted to learn more. I became like a whole fitness nerd. I wanted to know why the muscles grow the way they grow, what, overload progression will do, what will tempo do. Like, I started experimenting on myself, on my body to see like how my body would respond to different things, and then I was learning how like, with certain clients, with certain, if they have autoimmune diseases and things like that, how that can affect the way that they, their body will respond. If they're taking certain medications, that can affect the way their body responds, how they're eating. So then I wanted to know every bit of the science behind how I can get people what they wanted, based off their goals. So yeah, next thing you know, I'm, signing up for something else and signing up for something else.
Yeah. You were talking about progressive. I heard you kind of briefly mention progressive overload and whatnot, and you did bodybuilding. A couple questions. One,
Yeah.
are you familiar with Mike Mincer? And he's a bodybuilder from like the 70s, 80s. He used to compete with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but one thing that he was like kind of famous for was he did what's like the HIIT training, high
Yeah.
intensity training. So bodybuilders oftentimes they live in the gym, live 6
Yes.
days a week, 2 hours a day, just shredded. And his thing was no, only lift every maybe 6 or 7 days. But when you lift, you're doing heavy weight, low reps, and give long recovery times. It was like kind of controversial because bodybuilders are known to be gym rats. And just want to get your thoughts on like the whole high intensity, get 4 or 5 days rest between days going to the gym versus the quote unquote traditional gym rat that's in the gym 6 days a week. 'Cause I know you worked bodybuilding. Well, any thoughts on that?
Yes. So there is a difference between training for powerlifting and training for bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, they're training for aesthetics, right? So they're training to make their body look a certain way, and then when they're on the stage, their poses will amplify certain things. So it's a lot of how do I put it? Like you're trying to appear bigger or more ripped in certain ways just by the way you pose. So with them, the way that they're training, they're doing a lot of split training, and your muscles really only need about 48 hours to recover. So if you start off with like a Monday, you want to do like chest, you wouldn't work chest again until that Wednesday, Thursday. So that allows you to still work your legs. So in his case, where he's resting, for 6 days, how he was training, he more than likely was doing a lot of muscle groups at one time, which would require him to rest a little longer.
Mhm.
But
So like full body.
yes, so in my opinion, like at the end of the day, you got to listen to your body. Right? Like
Mhm.
you have really got to learn to tune into your body. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make nowadays when they're trying to get in shape or get into the gym is they'll follow what other people do. And what other people do is not going to always work for you. you
Mhm.
know so like in my case, like when I was doing bodybuilding, yes, I was in the gym all day because I was teaching, I was training, and then I had my own training. I would train for 2 hours with my trainer. He would first start me off with an hour on the stairmaster, and then we would do whatever list I had for the day. And then I would
Mhm.
go and I would still teach my classes, and then I'm training my clients. So I was in the gym for 5 to 6 hours a day, 6 days a week when I was doing bodybuilding. Now that I'm powerlifting, that looks completely different. I only lift 3 times a week now,
Mm.
and then I do hit and I do steady state cardio in between. But yeah, it's a completely different training. But this is not about aesthetics now. This is all about power. I just want to
Mhm.
be strong now. Now, granted, yes, the aesthetics are coming with it, but that's not the focus anymore.
Who you
Yeah.
trying to beat up?
What do you mean? Who am I trying to? I just want to be
So I just
stronger
wanna be
than
strong.
everybody. I just
She
want to be
tryna-
stronger than everybody.
yeah, she want all the smoke. No.
Yeah.
She's
So
about
let
to
me say
suplex
this.
Rick Ross.
All day.
It's just now really what it's just challenging yourself to do something different, right? Like
Yeah.
I've got into
And
powerlifting before, and it's just a challenge to, like I said, do something different. Now it's not for everybody for sure, but
well,
it's
and as a female, like I don't want to be like the rest of them. I don't want to
hmm
be a copycat, I don't want to be like the rest of them. I'm not trying to be like any of them. I want to show women there's another avenue that you can still be beautiful and be strong too without having to do all this extra
Mhm,
stuff.
mhm. So let me ask you this, because you mentioned it a few times. Like everybody wants to train with this thick girl.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people who when you say, "Oh, you're a bodybuilder, you work out, you do this, but you don't look like the typical magazine cover of fitness magazine." You know how they portray that. What
Right.
do you say to
The
those people?
airbrush AI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what do you say to those people who say, "Oh, well, you don't look like a trainer," or "Why
My
don't you look
first
like the
thing,
girl on the magazine?"
my first thing I say to them is come work out with me. I'll give you a free session. First thing.
Okay.
That's the first thing I'll say to them. Come work out with me. If they don't want to come work out with me, I'm like, okay, well then go watch my videos. Go see my classes, go see my clients. Like, I mean, I can't lie on results. The results are there. I've been doing this a long, long time. And to be honest with you, size does not depict health because you could be that skinny airbrush model and be anorexic and have, high blood pressure. You could have, all kinds
Yep.
of comorbidities that people don't even realize that comes with sometimes being skinny. You know, being bigger doesn't always necessarily mean healthy either, but I am healthy. I could show them blood work if they really want to go that far, but my goal isn't to be small. And that's the thing that a lot of people need to understand too. Like, yes, a lot of these, and let me preface this by saying I have nothing against any other trainers out there. Everybody's training for their individual goals. My
Yep.
goal is never to be small,
For
you
sure.
know.
Had somebody took you
So,
up on that offer, they was like, "All right,
oh
then I'll
yeah,
work
they
out
did
with you. This
actually.
this
It
gonna
was
be
a guy.
easy."
It
Wow.
was, the funny thing was
Had
like
to
this
be
happened.
us.
Yeah, it was a guy. It was actually a major in the army. I was working at this Y down on near Fort Stewart. And one of the soldiers was taking my class and she had asked if I would do a PT class, for, her company. I was like, yeah, I've done those before. Yeah, definitely. I would love to do it, And so we set up the time. I had to meet them at the gym at 5 a.m., for their PT time. I explained what the class is, and this major, I mean, it was a, taller, white, bald man. I'll never forget his face. I mean, he was giving me the most ugliest stank eye, and I'm just kept looking at him, and I'm like, sir, you got a problem? You know,
Okay.
he was like, well, I just didn't realize we were gonna be wasting our time this morning. I said, excuse me.
Ooh.
I said, wasting your time. He's like, yeah, he's like, I thought we were getting a workout. I was like, we haven't even started yet. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure you get a workout. I promise you, sir. If you don't get a workout, I was like, in fact, if you don't get a workout, I'll come to one of your PT classes. How about that? I'll come to your PT session. You can smoke me all you want. I'll come. And he was like, okay. I'm like, cool. So we started doing the warm up. So we were doing ripped, and just to kind of break down ripped, it's an acronym, stands for resistance, working biceps, triceps, and shoulders. Then we do an interval training, which is some type of hit or some type of interval. Then we go into power, which is my favorite section of all. That's working legs, chest, glutes, and back. So squats, burpees, push-ups is all in that section. Then we go into plyometrics. So that's sports like athletic training, endurance is your kickboxing, and then a bonus core. So we start the class off, we get into the power section. Now, my push-ups versus military push-ups are a little bit different because we are working the chest, so they're a little bit wider. Most men that do military press, they are good at them because they have really strong triceps. So they can knock them out real fast. Their chest is not that engaged, but I'm wanting to engage your chest, so I'm gonna make your elbows go a little wider. So he's doing his push-ups and he's going a little fast. He's not going to the tempo that I asked. So I went back there and I got in front of him and got into my, in my front leaning rest position with him. And I said, no. I was like, you're pushing with me down. I was like, now hold it. I was like, don't look at the ground. I was like, the ground ain't gonna move. Look at me.
Talk your talk.
I'm like, get back up. Let's go. Come on down. I'm like, we're not done. I'm like, this is slow and controlled. I was like, I want you to feel every single muscle in your pectoral because that's what we're working right now. It's not about your triceps. We'll do those later. Back up, and so we did that about 10 more times. We get back up. We do some more other stuff. And then we were going back to the push-ups. And so I yelled at the top of my lungs. I was like, look, welcome to alcinextreme fitness. I was like, this is what we do. I was like, we're going to be pushing Georgia into South America. I was like, you do not come up until I say come up. Now all of a sudden there's a bead of sweat coming off that bald man's head. I was like, oh, sir, are you getting tired? His face is getting red. His arms are shaky. I was like, because I got more to go. We're only halfway through the class. He's like, you made your point. I was like, no, I didn't. I'll make my point when the class is done. Yeah. And after that, he asked if we could set up another class. I said, sure.
So the respect right there was earned.
That's a bar.
Come back.
Yeah, don't play with me.
Yeah, that's a bar. It's funny because I see that in the gym, what I call ego lifting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Guys swinging the weights around, trying to, jerking.
That was my next question.
But you're not going through a full range of motion and not control, like you said, not controlling the weight, not controlling it down, not controlling it up. That's ego lifting. You swinging your whole body to get the like you're doing curls. Like say if you're doing, I see this a lot, dumbbell curls, especially. Guys be in the gym in front of the mirror. I got these 50-pound weights, bro. You're swinging the weights up and down. What are you really doing right now? You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna ask her. I was gonna ask you, what drives you crazy? What's your pet peeve that you see?
Oh my gosh,
people in the gym.
Form. I'm a form Nazi. I will say that I'm a form Nazi. And it's because I prefer that you have quality reps over quantity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are you in here for? Remember what you're in here for. Are you in here to impress other people, or are you in here for you? And I think that's ultimately what it needs to be. Is like whatever you do it for you first. Make sure your cup is full for you before you start giving anything out to anybody else. Say
that one more time. Repeat that
Make sure your cup is full for you first, always, before you can give anything else out to anybody else. Because if you're at an empty cup, how you gonna give anything to anybody else? And that's for everything in life, not just lifting. That's everything in life, But for real, when it comes to form, you in here trying to, compete with the person next to you who's not even paying attention to you. They got their headphones in and they're looking in the mirror, looking at themselves, and you think they're looking at you. And I tell that to women all the time, like, oh, I don't want to go on the weight floor because the men are gonna be looking at me. Yeah, there's some, but some of them honestly do not care about you. They're looking at other men, and not in a gay way. They're looking,
sizing each other up.
Exactly. Not in a gay way, but I'm saying they're not paying attention to you like the way you think they are. Go in there, focus on you, focus on your form, make sure that every rep counts. Every rep counts. Because once it stops counting, that's when you need to stop.
Yeah.
Take that break, take that rest so that you can reset and get quality reps again.
So what do you say to the women that's kind of, anti-lifting? I'm sure you've heard it before. I don't want to lift. I don't want to get bulky like the guys.
Yeah. First of all, you can't. Physically, you can't. The only way you will,
I say that all the time.
Steroids, the best way I explain to even my female clients now is I'll show them a picture. I'm a very visual person. If I show them a picture of an Olympian female bodybuilder, a lot of those women are over the age of 50. And the reason for that is because we naturally do not have enough testosterone to grow the muscle like that. So by the time they get to the point where they're competitive to men, they're older. They have to be. And that means they have
Right.
been doing this consistently for 10 to 20 years to get to that point. So a lot of older women that are professional bodybuilders are in their 50s. You'll see the younger women doing bikini and figure and physique, and then the older women are in bodybuilding because it takes that long. And also with the bulky part, the reason why a lot of women do appear bulky when they first start lifting is because they have not burned the fat off the top of the muscle. So the muscle is growing, but the fat is still there. So that's what's making you look bulky. Burn the fat, and then you do that by your diet, fine-tuning your diet.
Facts. Yeah, I just wanted to hear somebody say it out loud because I had to I had to tell my own wife actually, like, because she would just do cardio, and I'm like, you really need to. I mean, cardio is good, but you need to lift weights because you're actually burning carbs or you're burning calories even after you're done working out because your body's repairing itself, and that also burns calories.
Right.
So
Well,
that's
and
what's up.
cardio is exactly that. It's for your cardio, it's for your heart. So
Yeah.
it's called cardiovascular fitness. It's for your heart. So yeah, it's gonna burn stuff, but like I said, it burns weight. You're losing fat, you're losing lean muscle mass. And for women, it is so important that we keep our lean muscle mass. This is why guys can lose weight faster than women, because they have more lean muscle mass. The more lean muscle mass you have, the more calories you burn at rest. So the
Yeah.
one thing that women need to work on is building up that lean muscle mass. And lean muscle mass, it takes up less space in your body. Fat is big, it's bulky, but muscle is it's a lot smaller. So yeah, the weight on the scale may still say, 210, 215, whatever, but you may look like you're 180 if you have more lean muscle mass.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
So don't always focus on the scale, what the weight says. I really recommend, and this is something I even tell my clients, look at your body fat percentage. Like, that's what I really care about. That weight can say whatever. It's that body fat percentage. If that body fat percentage is going up, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Like one thing, like you said, man, I'm inspired. And I know a lot of people who are gonna be listening to this show is inspired because even our wives were excited. There's a lot of people we know are excited to have you on and to hear this when we drop. One of the things is as well, we talked about this, you and I, over the phone, and you even shared it. You make public statements. You stand on your truths, like, and you talked about depression earlier. You went through a bout of depression,
Yes.
and you shared that with so many people, which was, and I even told you, me and y'all shot you a text and told you definitely I'm proud of you and love that you're still growing through it and you beating it. What do you say? And if you don't mind sharing that story, we'll love for you too. But also behind that, what do you say to those who are going through that depression as well when they're in that mirror with that doubt?
Well, number one, it's really important to have someone, at least one person that you can trust.
Mm-hmm.
And that one person is that one person you can at least lean on to be there for you. If you don't have that one person, find your why. Why do you even do what you do, whether it's something that you're passionate about, whether it's your job, your kids, because some people, unfortunately, that have battled depression, their kids weren't enough for them or their family wasn't enough for them. But find something that is enough for you and always focus on that. When we talk about depression, yes, I've been there to the point where I attempted suicide. And that was actually the same year that I started trying to lose weight. 2010, 4th of July weekend has always been a very, very hard weekend for me because 2010, 4th of July, I attempted to take my life. I had a gun to my head. I actually fired the gun. And fortunately, my ex-husband at the time, he was able to get the gun away from me and get the rest of our guns to our neighbors and call the police. And the police did not take me to jail. They took me to an observation in Fort Worth. And I was stuck in a room with a lot of other people with this big window where nurses just basically watched us for 3 straight days. And I remember thinking after about 4 hours of being in there, I don't want to be in here. And it really ain't that bad what I was going through. Like, it was like I had that revelation, like, okay, yes, I'm sad. Yes, this sucks, but I'm not really ready to die yet for that, especially being in here, and seeing other people. It was like, I don't want to be in here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Have I had those thoughts since then? Yes, I have. As I've had it a few more times after that. I hadn't taken any action on it. And honestly, working out for me has helped me through that depression, and helping other people has helped me through that depression. I love, love, love helping other people. I love being there for other people. So that's kind of my why now is I just want to be that person, be that village for other people that don't have one. When I'm with my clients and things like that, I tell them very first day when they do that first consultation call, we're now friends. And that means I'm not just your coach. That means if you need to talk to me about something outside of fitness, you can.
That's dope.
And they know they have that open door with me. They can text me, call me, and if I can't answer them right then and there, they know I will call them as soon as I can. And I do, and I keep my word at that. A lot of my clients that I've had, like whether they're training with me or not anymore, we're still friends. They still can call me because I know how important that is. Mental health is something that is not discussed enough.
Yep.
And people are going through battles that you would never, ever imagine. Like when people see me, when they find out my story and what I've been through, and they're like, you're always smiling. I'm like, yeah, because it's better to smile than cry. A lot of my smiles is me trying to hold tears back, but I keep going, I keep pushing, and I keep pushing because I know I got people that are, looking up to me, and I know that they're going through something too. And I feel like if I could be there for you somehow in a way, you're going to be there for me at the same way, whether it's me just listening to you and hearing, what you're going through. And now I'm not focused on myself so much, and I can refocus later on what I need to do. But I will give you the best thing. This is the best thing I could give your followers and even people who may want to follow me one day. One thing that I give my clients is this tool called CTFAR. Okay, it's another acronym. The C stands for circumstances. Usually we can't change our circumstances. They are what they are. The T and the F stand for your thoughts and feelings about the circumstance. Your thoughts and feelings about the circumstance will dictate what actions you take and will dictate the result that you get. If you do not like the result, which is the R, if you do not like the result, go back to your thoughts and feelings so that you can make a different action so you can get the result that you want. And I break that down for all my clients. Like, perfect example. Okay, I didn't lose weight this month. Okay, so that's the circumstance. You didn't lose any weight. So we can't change that. It didn't happen. All right, so what's your thoughts and feelings? I'm frustrated. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Well, I haven't really done anything. I missed another workout today because I just didn't feel like it. Oh, okay, so what's the result? You're still gaining weight right now, right? Okay, let's change your thoughts and feelings. All right, we know that last month was, it was a wash. So what are we going to do this month? I'm going to be more consistent. I'm going to change the way I think about that. So now you're actually being more consistent. That's the action. Now the result is you've lost 2 or 3 pounds. We're going the right way now. And you can apply that to everything about any circumstance you're going through. Your thoughts and feelings about any circumstance you're going through you can change the result of that circumstance just by changing the way your thoughts and feelings are about it.
You got that? You got a shirt? You got that on the shirt?
I can make it. I definitely can make it.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and that's a fact, man. I probably focus on the AR the most. So I don't. And a matter of fact, I think I probably said something along those lines in previous pods. It probably just didn't come across as eloquently as you put it, I think.
Never.
But that's a fact, though. It's just like, yeah, you got your thoughts and your feelings, but like you got to get to the AR. So you got to take action to get results. Otherwise, you're just kind of sitting around complaining, and nobody want to hear that
all day. Speaking of results, now, like I said, we're gonna be a little silly because Alcine was hot, and it was in a good way. She had listened to our episode. It was for love of money. So DC just, season 2, we talked about BBLs, we talked about vanity. She know where I'm going. So she was like, listen, I listened to this episode. And she wasn't mad at it. But Alcine, you used a word. You was like cookie cutter. Everybody's going cookie cutter. I'm gonna give you the floor, and I want you to share your thoughts on
Again, let me preface this. Anybody who gets, any type of surgeries, that's your personal decision. I'm not against it. Per se. What I am against is everybody looking alike and or doing. And when I was using the word cookie cutter, that was more for the workout plans that you see. Some of these influencers out here, yes, they go out here, they get these surgeries. Now all of a sudden they're a fitness, pro. They make this little, cookie cutter program that says, oh, get your butt like mine, my BBL program without a BBL, even though they have a whole BBL that you can tell,
Mhm.
and because unfortunately, a lot of these women out here, we're, and I say we're, including myself, are so self-conscious. You see these women and you're like, okay, I want to look like that. I want to do what they're doing. They're selling me a program that says that this will promise me these results, and they buy it. And then here's
Mhm.
the messed up part. They buy the program, right?
Mhm.
About 10% of the people that actually buy the program actually complete the program, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And so there's no real results being shown. Like you'll see all these women saying that they got these people, getting these results, and what they're doing is stealing pictures from other people who have got the results.
Mhm.
And see, I am not the type of person that will screenshot and, go public and call these people out, because I just feel like I don't need to do that to get my clientele. But I've seen it. Where I'm
Mhm.
like, wait a minute, I saw that same before and after on another person's page, or that same before and after on somebody else's website, and yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
was hot.
yeah, and because a lot of women are just they're starting to all look alike now.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
why do you want to look like that? Like that's not natural. We're not made to look like everyone else. We're supposed to look like ourselves and understand that you are beautiful right where you are.
Talk your talk.
Like
Yeah.
you are beautiful. You don't need this big I mean, I get it aesthetically. Yes, I get it. Like it may look better, but you don't need that. Like I look at like Aaliyah, God rest her soul. She had
Mhm.
no chest, no
Mhm.
wait, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
no
Mhm.
ass, and she was gorgeous.
NASA
Yeah,
talk.
Facts though.
yeah. She
I'm
was
like, how
beautiful.
do we
She was
go
beautiful.
from that beautiful natural beauty to this unauthentic? I mean, and again, if that's what makes you happy, go for it. But if it's, a lot of people that get that, it's almost like how do I put it? If you're
Is-
not already happy with you, no amount of makeup, no amount of surgery is not gonna it's not gonna make you happy. You gotta
Mhm.
already be happy before you make a decision like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A life altering decision like that. You got to get your mind right, because if not, and if you get this surgery, you're already, dealing with some type of depression, and you get this surgery to try to alter the way you look, you may not like the way you look afterwards. And I've seen
Mhm.
that. I have a friend who ended up having to get her implants removed
Mhm.
because she got them done because she, wasn't very endowed there. And then she got into fitness. She started losing a lot of weight, and it got to the point where the implants looked too big for her body.
Yeah.
And so she just looked bad. In her opinion, she looked bad, so she decided to get him removed, and thank God she did get him removed because they were rotting inside of her.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mm.
And she even she has a YouTube where she shows like the implants have rotted.
Wow.
And there's a strong push from K Michelle on that entire
Yep.
movement, right?
Yeah,
Because obviously she almost died from having all the stuff in her. So she has her own show where she's advocating against it. But I, I I get like when we talked about last whatever season that was. Tia again knows the seasons, but it's to a point where, and I don't know if it's just an America thing or it's a worldwide thing, but everyone wants easy, right?
yes,
There's no easy road to anything. So when you can just go out and instantly change your shape and your body and the way you look, they feel, in my opinion, they feel like that's going to fulfill them. When it's not, because you didn't work for it, right? When you work for it, you have a deeper appreciation because you know how hard it
Yep.
was to get there.
Big facts.
And they're not seeing that right now. They just see that, hey, I can go fly to wherever. I haven't been to Miami, but I'm hearing if
Dr.
you get on a
Miami.
plane to Miami,
right.
you're going to see everybody on pillows coming back because they all got BBLs. But, hopefully we get to a point where social media kind of calms down a bit. I don't see it happening, but
No.
maybe, hopeful. But if they calm down a bit and, women can start back being women, right? And not trying to emulate everything they see. Like social media has changed really the face of who we are as a society. And it's unfortunately, some good to come out of it, but unfortunately there's some huge negatives that we're starting to see, and it's going to only continue.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what's to piggyback off of that. Now you starting to have people compete with AI. Like you see these AI
Yes.
pictures.
I saw that.
You have
You know, these
AI.
AI
I was
pictures,
You're
and
gonna
you
having
might
ask you
not
that.
even
models.
realize
I
it's
was gonna
AI at
ask her
first.
that. Yep, I wanted to ask you that. Alcine, like, how are you combating this
Oh my
with
God.
Alcine Extreme and the world of AI and social media to what Rob was saying?
Yeah, so actually one of my clients had reached out to me regarding like the AI because she's like, yeah, I see that people are using AI to create fitness plans now. And I was like, "What?" So I was like, "Let me go see what this is about." Because this was new to me. So I was like, "Let me research this and see what kind of plans they're actually putting out." So you type in, "Okay, I want a plan that's gonna help me, grow, muscle or whatever, whatever," and it spews out again a cookie cutter plan. And I mean, I looked at it and I'm like, "Okay, this plan is, it's not bad." If I was just gonna post something, just like like let's say just like a content post, like this is a basic, very, very basic workout I could give someone. So if you're looking for something basic, yeah, definitely use AI for that. But if you want something specific towards you and ensure and guarantee the results you want, you're gonna need somebody who's there every step of the way and watching how your body's responding. Because like with me, with my clients, they have to send me pictures, especially my virtual clients, they have to send me pictures every week. And if I see their body's not doing what I need it to do, I'm changing stuff in their plan. I'm changing
Mhm.
stuff in their diet. You know, like AI can't do that. AI is not going to be able to
Can't
be
pivot.
that detailed.
Mhm.
But yeah, the AI is getting ridiculous. Like I'm seeing AI live streams with people.
Mhm.
I just saw that on TikTok, and I'm like, what is this? And it's weird, like, and they're getting all this intention to it, and I mean, all I can say is iRobot, Terminator, Matrix.
Right.
Okay, that's all I
Big facts.
got.
There it
Right.
is. It's here.
Right.
Hey, speaking of TikTok, like you have a lot of fun on TikTok, but also
I do.
you've been informative. Like one video I saw, and I was like, oh, this is what it is. You was like, hey, ladies, you was like, fellas, you want to tighten up your pecs, ladies, want them boobs not to sag? Here's what you do with the dumbbell. I was like, oh, damn, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, that's different.
you can lift your chest without having implants, and I mean I tell people all the time I'm a testament to it. Like I'm not, small chested, but I'm not sagging either, and that's because I built the muscle behind it. So teaching people how
Hmm.
to do that, like there's ways to get the body you want without having to put a knife and needle to it.
And
100%.
what DC said, unless you trying to get a zaddy. That's what you're
Well, and
trying to get
okay,
a zaddy.
on the other flip side of that, yeah, like there are women that are doing that, for money. Like as far as like, for their platform, they have to look a certain way. It's kind of like professional bodybuilders, the Olympians and stuff like that. They are taking steroids because that's what people want to see. You don't want to go to Olympia paying $1,500 a ticket to see some regular natural body person. No, you're looking for that freak of nature.
Mhm.
Right? So like they have to do that to have that image. And then you have some people for their platforms, they have to look that certain way. So the only way they can is by getting that surgery. So for some people there is a real reason behind them doing it besides just, vanity. Like it's what they have an image. But for the average person is not necessary.
That makes me think of when you mentioned all that. It makes me think of like OnlyFans models and whatnot.
Oh, bro, I was
And
thinking the same thing. I was
yeah,
thinking
and
the
it's
same
like,
thing.
they get a lot of work done, and they making their money. But then it's like, okay, how long can you do that? And what do you do after? Like, I kind of wonder what's going to happen like 20 years from now when you got these 20-year-old models and now they maybe in their 30s and 40s. Like, you made your money when you were young, but how do you get back into the quote unquote regular working force? You know what I mean? Because I don't think they're going to be able to retire, off of, I mean, maybe a few
Right,
can, but I would
yeah.
think for the most part, folks can't retire off of OnlyFans money. It's like, what are you going to do after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, after you done busted open on the internet.
Go to
And
the next wave.
that's the unfortunate part about social media is that a lot of people feel like that's all they got to do is they got to be the YouTube star, be the OnlyFans star, and that's it. They set. And yeah, they may make money, a lot of money in the very beginning, right? Like the first couple of months or maybe their first year, they may bring in a lot, but if
Mhm.
they're not investing that money or, making that money work for them, yeah, they're going to be broke and they're not going to have any skills or anything to do, with themselves in the future. And it's really sad. And that's where this generation's going now. Everybody wants to be a YouTube star. Everybody wants to be a TikTok star. Everybody wants to do OnlyFans. Nobody wants real skills anymore. What's going to happen when we don't have any more plumbers? Like.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. That's a fact. Well, let me ask your thoughts on something. So, they have these bands you see a lot of women wear. It's like maybe it's called a waist trainer. You put it on. It's supposed to like make your stomach sweat more or something like that when you work out. I always was very skeptical
Try to
of
get your waist snatched is what the
of
girl
those
Yeah.
things. But what are your thoughts? Would you say those actually produce any results?
Yes, if used correctly.
Uh,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
how
So
so?
when I say used correctly, I'm not talking about somebody wearing a waist trainer and just wearing it all day while they're sitting there watching TV and eating chips.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
So
man.
the waist trainer can be beneficial. Well, I'll start with the non-beneficial. It can be non-beneficial to you if you are doing it that way because it'll act like a cast. Like, have any of you ever broke a bone before?
No, knock on
Yeah.
wood.
Okay, so with a cast, you obviously that arm or leg or whatever is immobilized, right? So what ends up happening is the muscles in that arm or leg are starting to atrophy. So by the time it's time to take off your cast, you notice that the arm or the leg is a little smaller. Same thing will happen with the waist. The muscles in your stomach will atrophy if you're not doing anything to keep them strong.
Mm.
So for me personally, I am not against waist trainers. I personally don't wear them. I used to wear them a lot. I'll wear them every now and then for more of back support. But even when I was wearing them consistently, I only wore them when I was working out. And it
Right.
was usually doing cardio.
Mm-hmm.
And they have different types of waist trainers. I tell people who are wanting to wear them for like lifting, you want to get like a smaller torsoed one because you don't want that waist trainer to be squeezing on your ribs when you need to expand to breathe to get that weight up.
Mm.
So it's kind of like if I were to, give just a blanket response to waist trainers, it's great for cardio.
That's what's
Mm.
up.
And now, actually, you think that can actually take inches off the waist, or it just promotes you
It
to sweat
promotes
more?
it and it shapes you as it says it does shape you.
Mm.
Because it's constricting you, for so long, but you have to be consistent with it. Like, you really have to be consistent with it. But
Mm.
again, like I said, if you're not working out with it, those muscles are gonna weaken, and you don't want that to happen. Because your core, that's your foundation of your body. Everything you do starts in that core.
Yeah.
And so if your core is now weakened because you basically create this cast effect, that can affect everything else in your body, and you don't want that.
Yeah, you tipping over everywhere.
Yeah.
Every time.
I mean, you'll have more pain. You'll be more susceptible to injury. Like you don't want to do that. But as long as you're at least working out with it and you're not wearing it, like I know this one girl, she slept in hers, and that is so dangerous because it is constricting your organs and things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now, I will say I do, now this is no science. I have to say this is no science behind this part. But, there are a lot of people that say, oh yeah, you're moving around your organs and things like that. Well, for women, that's not really that big of a deal because when we get pregnant, our organs move too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mhm.
not, that's not really that dangerous as the way they make it sound, but it is something to be of concern when you're going too tight. Like if you're starting off at a 40-inch waist and you're trying to go down to a 20-inch waist, yeah, that's not something you want to, you don't want to constrict that hard on yourself.
That's like
I
those
do,
corsets, right? Like back in the day,
yeah.
that's what they wore.
And they wore them, and then sometimes they would have them too tight where you would see the women passing out,
Mm-hmm. And
and
sometimes they'll
so.
break the ribs even.
Yep. And so like even with this, like what I would call like the sports trainers where where they have that neoprene that promotes the sweating and things like that. That if it's too tight, it could do the same thing to you. You just got to be really, really careful. But now sweating, I want to say this for the followers too. Sweating
Yeah.
does not mean you've lost weight. I just want
Mm-hmm.
to put that out there. To lose fat, believe it or not, is through your breath.
Through your
Breathing is
breath.
how, yeah, it's breathing. It's through your breath is how you lose fat, not from sweating. I am someone who doesn't sweat a lot, and trust me, I work out really, really hard, and I don't sweat nearly as much as like my boyfriend sweats. Like he sweats a lot, but sweating does not mean you're losing weight. It just means you're losing water.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you drink water, you're going to replenish back the water you just lost.
She got breathe. Just breathe.
So when
Breathe.
you say, so could you expand on that? Because I'm not quite like it through your breath. The fat goes out through your breath,
Yes.
huh? So like you like just fat mist just kind of comes out of the
You
mouth,
said fat
kind
man.
of.
Well, okay. So let me put it like this. So your fat cells, right? Like
Mm,
you're everybody has fat cells. And the only way to truly lose like the fat cell is through liposuction. They would have to actually remove the fat. So when you are losing fat in the sense that we're talking about, it's your cells are shrinking.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So although yes, I say it's through your breath, the fat cells shrink because the carbon dioxide that's trapped in the cell from when you are bigger, it gets exhaled out of your body. So that's what's causing the cell to actually shrink.
Mm, mm-hmm. Okay.
So breathing exercises, like because usually when I tell people that, like, oh well, if I just breathe a lot, I'm gonna lose. No, no, actually exercise because we're trying to release the carbon dioxide out of the fat cells.
Mm, okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, which certification was that? Like 8 or 38, 41? Which is
That was actually
which one that
my nutrition certification, my ISSA nutrition certification. I'm an ISSA elite certified trainer now.
Ooh, all right, so you doing nutrition. What's the go-to meal that can keep you like uh what I don't even know. What's just your go-to meal as a nutritionist though that you would recommend like on a
A
steady diet?
go-to meal?
Yeah,
Okay,
a
so
steady diet.
ugh, I eat a lot of different things. Like I'm a big foodie. Like I love food.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you
yeah,
that
we
real
all
quick.
are.
I love food. But like let's say if I'm like, okay, because I work a lot. I have a full-time job and then I run two businesses of my own as well. So some nights when I come home, I'm not like I don't want to like cook,
Mhm.
and it's gonna sound super super weird, but this is what I'll grab to eat. I love breakfast. Like I can eat breakfast any time of the day.
Me too.
Oh, right,
Me
right,
Like,
too.
right.
Breakfast. I
Me
love
too.
breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Mm.
So if I
likewise.
like come home late and I'm like, okay, I need to eat something. I want something that has some protein in it. Of course, I always have something green at dinner. Like I need to always have something green. And usually my go-to vegetable is broccoli because I just love broccoli or
Yeah.
broccolini. I really love broccolini when I can find it. But I'll scramble me some eggs
Mhm.
and I will make me some toast and
Okay.
I'll get the steamable microwave broccoli and I'll do that and that'll be my dinner. I'll be something quick. And if I'm feeling extra hungry, then I'll throw a protein shake in with that. And that's
Okay.
just I'm very simple. Now, do I do the extravagant meals too? Yeah, but a lot of my clients that I deal with too, they need easy.
Mhm.
So I'm the queen of easy meals. Like I even wrote a ebook for 5 ingredient meals because
Mm.
yeah, I want stuff easy, healthy, and tasty. It has to taste good.
Nice. So, gotta be silly.
Yeah.
You said your boyfriend. You brought that up.
Yes.
How did y'all meet? Was it at the gym?
No.
And was there an intimidation factor? Like, dang, because you want to beat up everybody just in case, because you want to be powerful. Was there an intimidation factor? Like, damn, she like in the gym, like lifting more than me. Like,
No.
I gotta hide behind her if somebody try to take her purse.
So I
Like,
guess that helps.
how'd
My
that go?
boyfriend, he's 6'7", so
Oh, he hoop
it's
then.
kind of hard to intimidate him, and then he lifts as well. So he's just big and tall, so it's
Oh,
kind of
all
hard
right,
to.
He
all right.
big for no reason. He just walk around, just Deboing everybody.
I'm about to say he had the hoop. He had to at least hoop or something.
Yeah, he did. He did. He played basketball and he played football, and
Okay.
now he lifts. And it's funny because we actually were just talking about this today, where I was like, would you ever take me to the gym with you? He told me no, flat out. And I was like, why not? Like, damn. Like, he's like, because you are a form junkie. And he's like, and I'm not trying to hear your mouth. I was like, I'm just trying to
Wow,
make you
that's
better.
real. That's real. Wow.
Because like he'll show me things like, yeah, I did this in the gym. Like, how did you do that again? It's like, never mind. Don't even worry about it.
So y'all don't even talk about working out. That's not
We talk
that's
about
not
it. He doesn't like to show me like his form or something, or when he's doing something, or if he tells me he's hurting somewhere, I'm like, well, what were you doing? And I could pinpoint why you're hurting, but you don't want to show me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take this Tylenol, go to bed. Never mind. Then never mind.
But no, there was no intimidation factor, and we actually met on Tinder, believe it or not. There
Oh,
was no
shout out Tinder,
intimidation
bro.
factor.
So who's swipe right?
Yeah,
Who's swipe right?
yeah. Well, he swiped on me first. Yeah, he swiped on me first. But yeah, we actually met 2 years ago and then reconnected a year later.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. But yeah,
All
there's
day.
no intimidation. I mean, he actually likes the fact that I lift heavy and I like to lift heavy. He's very encouraging and very supportive of it all.
Yeah.
Heavy lifting. So what's the heaviest you've lifted on a bench, deadlift, all of those things? Whatever.
Squat rack.
Oh yeah,
Squats.
I seen that photo on the squat rag, and everybody was staring at her crazy, and she's screaming. I'm like, man.
So let me start off with this. So my powerlifting coach, his name is Skinny Man. That's his name. Well, everybody has to have a gym name. So I'm alcinextreme. He's Skinny Man, and the reason why he's Skinny Man is because he's 195 pounds and he deadlifts over 700 pounds. He is 69 years old. He is from Hepzibah, Georgia. Very, very country, and he's also a pastor. But he talks a lot of junk in the gym. So when I started training with him, whenever I would do anything, first thing he would do is be like, call any guy out that was like looking at me like, yeah, this one for you. If you want to lift like a man, look at alcinextreme. So my heaviest deadlift in competition I did was 410 pounds. The heaviest deadlift I've actually done was 430 pounds.
Nice.
Squat, I've done 405 in squat and bench 225.
Nice.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
You the NFL
good
combine.
numbers.
Let's go get it.
That's dope.
That's fire. So one last question, and then definitely we'll hang it up in a little bit. But me, hey Rod, DC, y'all know where I'm going with this. We on that vanity a little bit. So Alcine, I seen you recently. You had got the dreads. You had propped out the person who got your braids, not dreads, your braids together.
Yes.
Right. So you go to the salon, all women do. What is your take? Because I got the baldy. And let's say we catch up. We in Georgia. We gonna pull up because we gonna take this thing on the road as we expand. We in Georgia. Next time you see me, I got the box like Kid and Play. What's your take on that with guys? Getting the hair done, go to the salon, get the hair done, the hair piece. Because it's not toupees. I don't know what you call it. I'm gonna defer to Rod. Rod might have the real name for it. But what's your take on that? You cool with that? What if your boyfriend showed up like that with dreads?
Why would I have the real name on it?
Because you have a fun fact, like this is what it's really called, and I'm like, oh,
I don't know, man.
Oh
Piece.
yeah, I'll even share it. Like I'll take it there. Your boyfriend, he showed up with dreads.
Me personally, I wouldn't care as long as it looked good because half the time, because now that I know men are doing this, half the time you can't even tell some of these men have actually done that because it looks so good on them.
Yeah, these barbers nice.
Yeah, it's just like how they do women. Like it's pure talent. So me personally, as long as you are happy and it looks good, it don't look like fake or anything like that. I don't have no problem with it personally. I may ask questions if I know you personally.
Yeah, I'm saying. So I just said
I may ask, but it would be like a private joke thing. Like, okay, what did you do? How'd they do it? Like it looked good though, bro. It looked good. But no, I don't judge people on stuff like that.
All right, what about your boyfriend? So let's say he showed up with
if he did it too, I would probably laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh.
Damn.
Laugh some more. I'd probably look at it some more. Probably want to touch it. He probably smack my hand. I'll laugh some more. I'm like, okay, baby, you look good. You happy though? Nah. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't laugh him that hard. Maybe for about 5 minutes I'd laugh. But but no, I mean, again, if he did
that's a long time to laugh.
I would get to the point where I can't even make sound anymore. Just the motion.
Can't breathe.
Yeah, right. But no,
so you get your ab workout in.
I would really want to touch it. I would want to see, like, if it looks natural, as long as it looks natural. And like I said, like you said, the barbers, they're doing really good with it now because some of these guys I've seen, I'm like, dang. Now there is this one guy I saw, I think it was on Instagram, and I think he's done a few videos with Just Hilarious where they do the shaker.
Oh yeah, I see.
And he tried to brush it, and it like came right off. So right now that I can't help you.
That's what he
Oh
said.
man, T Wild, bro, with this
Hey man,
hair,
you know
man.
hey man, you know I'm always gonna ask that question though, man. But I've seen
Are
If
you
you
thinking
want
He
to,
is
about it
looking
the
for
way you
somebody to
all
give
just
right,
him that stamp of approval,
I
bro.
was just about to say that if you want to do it, man, just do it.
I'm
right?
not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I am not gonna do it. See,
See,
y'all,
I would
y'all,
not judge you. I would
listen,
not judge you.
listen, listen.
I would, but
These dudes are like my brothers, 100. But I'm gonna hear it every second. See, you gotta understand, DC don't let things go.
Nope.
Like he don't let things go. It'll be next year, and he'll be still talking about one of the episodes that he's like, "See, I told y'all," and I'm like, "Dang, bro, and that's just the way he. That's him, and that's my guy. That's my dog. So he won't let it go, man.
nah.
Rod will like you said, he'll come with the knife hand with the joke. So Rod will like stab me every time we together. If his wife,
Mhm.
my wife, would get together, he'd be like, "Yo, that was that one time, bro. Y'all want to hear a story about like see?" So like, no, not me, not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be dead and gone. They'll probably come visit me. It's like, "Yo, you remember that one time though, bro?"
I for sure say, I will for sure say that at your eulogy, bro. Like, yo,
see.
Bars. Bars.
So for me, I don't want to live it down, and I don't even want to die it down. So that's just what it is with me.
I'm gonna support you in public though, man. I'm gonna hype you up though, but
And that's
behind
how it's
closed
supposed to
doors.
be. That's how it's
Hmm.
supposed to be. You know,
Oh,
people that
man.
you know
Hmm.
you love, your close friends, family. Yes, behind closed doors. Oh, you gonna get this smoke, but in public,
Hmm.
Yeah, at
yes,
the
complete
kickback.
support. Right.
Yeah,
Oh, day.
bro, we at the kickback. We on the back patio. Oh, you gonna hear these jokes, bro, guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, you gonna
All
catch
day.
these jokes.
So, Alcine, where for many who listening, where can people reach out to you, find you, follow you, all those good things? You know, where Facebook, Instagram, your website, your ebook. Like, where can we find all of this information and tap in with you?
Sure. So my website is alcinextreme.com, and that's ALCINEXTREME. And that's where they can, if they want to get a consult with me, if they want to check out any of my like I have my own resistance band. I have, of course, the ebooks. I have a meal portion plate, have a whole like clothing and things like that on my website.
Oh, okay.
If they want to follow me on social media, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Snapchat. It's all Alcine Extreme or Alcine Extreme Fitness. If they type in Alcine Extreme, they'll find me because I'm the only one. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just
you
about
like
on
that.
everything,
You like that.
LinkedIn, everything, and YouTube.
Whew.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, Rod. As you know, Alcine, you listen to the show. Rod usually gives us a word of encouragement. You've been on fire with some good quotes. I mean, I'll defer to Rod if he want to give it, pass that torch to you to end us with a good quote. Or Rod, as always, I might always ask you take us home, bro.
It's up to you, man. I keep them locked and loaded. So if she got one that she want to throw out, go for it. If not, I got one locked and loaded.
I'm gonna let you have it, Rod. I am. I am.
All right, cool. Well, first and foremost, thanks for being a part of this. And I
Yes.
took some jewels away from you. I will say, I'm glad you failed at suicide because now
Yep.
you can help somebody else live. So that's dope.
Thank you.
Yep.
That is dope. But for
Yeah.
our quote this week is from my guy Rick Rigsby. If y'all don't know who he is, y'all should check him out.
Yeah.
Dude is fire. But good enough is not good enough if it can be better. And better is not good enough if it can be best. Mull on that.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I like that.
Big facts.
I
Big
do have to
facts.
thank all of you. Thank you, T. Thank you, DC.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rod. Like this was fun. I was very excited about this. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah. I'm glad, you canceled on us, you put your family in front of us. Then
I because my mom and daddy came to visit
Putting your
me.
family first, being
put your
selfish out
family
here.
first. You
Selfish.
know what I'm saying? We moving our schedule. No. She gonna reach out like, oh, I my family in town, so I can't hang out with y'all. I gotta spend time with my family. I'm like, what? No.
Well,
No, we
Alcine,
all
that
about
was that
family.
was the smart move to do.
All day. Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. And when the opportunity came up, because she's like, I want to be on the show. Like, don't think like just because I canceled, like I ain't trying to be on this show. She made that very, very clear to me. So like, hey,
Right.
I'm trying to be on. Like, don't hold this against me. I'm like, nah, it's all love. So definitely appreciate you. I hope a lot of people, our people who listening, man, and even on your network as well. The people who support you, listen and take something from this, man. Because I'm with Rob. I'm glad you still here, and I told you that. I told you I was like, hey,
Yeah.
sis, I'm proud of you. Like, keep doing your thing. And I, we had that conversation, and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud you still here, and I'm proud of the growth that you're doing, and yeah, you killing it, and I hope you can continue to motivate others, because I'm happy to hear your voice still, as well, to give us insight to be better and to be stronger, mentally, physically, all that.
Yes. Yes, that's what it's about. One day at a time. One day at a time.
So all day, and then is we about to be hot boy summer out here, definitely killing it, and I might, I'm gonna reach out to you like, hey, give me some more tips and tricks, because I'm trying to be out here looking fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Hoochie Daddy short season is here.
Yes, yes.
For y'all too.
You know what? I would love to gift you guys one of my ebooks for real. Like y'all can go on my site and tell me which one you would want, and I'd love to
Oh
gift it.
man, that's love.
Hey,
For real.
Yeah.
all right.
And if you want, like, if you guys give me your address, I can send you the portion plate and some other gifts as well, just for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's love. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate you. for the
Yeah, I'm
offer.
on here right now. You know what I'm saying? Alcine Extreme High Protein, getting strength exercises to lose weight. Look, I'm on the site right now. I ain't playing.
Yeah.
5-ingredient recipe book. That's what I want. That's it, right?
The 5-ingredient, yeah.
5-ingredient recipe.
We're gonna shoot you the info. We're definitely gonna chop it up and shoot you the info. We appreciate you as we wrap it up, man. Hey, Rod gonna kick it off with the 3 words on the introduction. I'm gonna end it with the 3. Cue the music.